assessment of the game, and obviously they made that push there at the end to get that cushion. What do you think of the last 4 or 5 minutes or so for you guys?
Yeah, well, not good enough to win the game, but we're going to stay positive. The first game with those three guys out there together, a lot of figuring it out. Guys figuring out when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive, dealing with minutes restriction, all those types of things, and we'll stay positive with it, but not enough during that stretch.
Curious, how would you assess the three overall playing together, and then how you staggered them and had two out there at once at the same time?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, and I thought Brad got going early in the game, but the restriction has us get him out sooner than we typically would. So I think it would have been nice to run him in a little longer since he made his first three shots. Second stint didn't really have the same rhythm that he started with, but that's stuff that will come. I like the rhythm of the game, and like I said, those guys are just kind of trying to figure out how to get each other involved and choose their spots to be aggressive.
The thing I have with Dinwiddie at the end there, everyone talks about obviously Mikal and the other guy they have in Cam Thomas, but Dinwiddie's someone that late in the game he seems to like the ball. And how did you feel like you guys?
Yeah, he's one of the most underrated players in the game, and he hurt us. They got a number of guys that can go. They're a good team. They're a playoff team in the Eastern Conference, and we didn't play enough. We didn't play well enough to beat them.
I'm not sure if Booker took a shot in the first quarter, and then from there he was ultra aggressive in attack mode. Is that kind of what you're talking about, figuring out?
Yeah, we'll figure it out, myself included. How to use those guys, how to push certain buttons. I don't mind him being a facilitator with trying to get Brad going early. Brad's coming out. And I think Book has a great pulse on, when to turn it up and be aggressive to score. And the key is like all three guys got to be aggressive to read, not to score or to pass, but just to be aggressive to read.
Was that on Booker or that decision or what? Did he feel like
He's
he had
just
to do a
just-
Michael Jordan and just distribute the ball?
No, I think he was just reading the game. I don't think it's premeditated.
It felt like a game where you guys could have used Grayson and Gordon shooting. Did you like when those three were out there, the looks you were generating off of their gravity?
Pretty good. I don't think we handled their switching well enough, throughout the game. And, we got a little too ISO heavy and weren't effective in the ISOs when we can be, which is, you can play heavy ISO basketball, but you got to be effective in it, and I don't think we quite were. So we can be better, and we will.
Obviously, the past two games you faced smaller teams, so that affects how you're going to run things. But the second half, you had Chimezi be sort of like a backup center front court type of option. We didn't see Drew. Similar thing last night. What hasn't been working about those units that made you kind of try something else the past?
Yeah,
couple games?
I think tonight was different. That we had a different group in there, during their run at the middle part of the first half, last night and tonight. Okay, we took a barrage on during that stretch, but there were different lineups for us out there last night and tonight. So different causes, different game, and we'll watch the tape and get better from it.
What do you think of Nasir's contributions?
Good. He battled through. I probably played him more minutes than he should have, having not done anything for a few days. But I admire his toughness and want and desire to be out there and played a good game.
Coach Brooklyn was able to generate a lot of good looks from three and at the rim. What did you see in terms of the defensive breakdowns that were happening?
Yeah, I got to look at the tape. I mean, they're a really good pick and roll team, and they're the number one 3-point shooting team in the league. And seventh in attempts and number one field goal percentage. So, it puts pressure on you to guard the pick and roll without over helping. And at times we did. They made us pay.
Coach, Draymond got an indefinite suspension. What's your reaction to him, the suspension?
No reaction to that.